Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to my Tuesday Coffee and a Card live on a Wednesday afternoon. Yesterday, I was just not feeling great. I don't really feel sick. I'm not feeling super great today either. I don't know what it is. I'm a little more tired and fatigued, a little bit of a sore throat yesterday, and I just needed a day to rest. And then this morning, we had errands to run, chiropractor appointments. So I am here right now, and I hope you are all having a fantastic day. It is Wednesday, January 29th. Hi, Penny. I cannot believe it is the 29th of January. This month is almost over, 2025. And we have warmed up here. Today we're going to have a high of 57. When we went out this morning, I just had a sweater on, no jacket, so that was really cool. And we're supposed to stay warm, I think, for the next 10 days. So that always brings with it a chance of some severe weather, but I am just hoping for the best and enjoying the warmth. We do have a pretty good chance of heavy rainfall, though, starting tomorrow through Friday. Some flash flooding, so hopefully none of that will materialize right here. Hi, Shannon. Hi, Shar. We are on pretty high ground, so I think we're fine. My daughter should be fine. It's just when you have to go out driving in it that it could cause a little trouble. So my name is Maureen Rolfes, also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. I am coming to you from Middle Tennessee, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, in the United States. I know, Doris, I agree. Where did January go? It's crazy, crazy. I have been an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 27 years, and I love what I do. I am here to help you find the joy of card making and paper crafting. An inch of snow. I saw some pictures, Shar. Yeah, in Prescott, you got some snow. Nice, really nice. I like it when we get snow. You know, there and here, it usually disappears pretty quickly, so you can really enjoy it when you get it. So, yeah, enjoy. Again, I'm here to teach you about paper crafting, give you tips and tricks to make that easier for you and more enjoyable for you, and then encourage you to send out your beautiful creations to others to bring joy to them. Please be sure to say hi if you are popping on. Let me know in the comments how you're doing. I love to know when you stop by. I love to hear about what's going on in your little corner of the world. Hi, Melody. Glad you're here. And if you're watching later on the replay, let me know that also. As always, I will be drawing from all of the comments you leave today through midnight tomorrow, January 30th, and I will draw the next morning for a winner for the card that we make today. Any comments that you entered count as an entry. So 10 comments get you 10 entries, etc. Congratulations to the winner of that last heart gatefold card that I made. The winner was Lois Henderson. And Lois, that is on its way to you in the mail. Hi, Sarah. Glad you're here. Hi, Shannon. Oh, snow. You've enough. Winter's over. Oh, we have a little while to go yet, but hopefully it'll get better for you. So yeah, thank you for watching and commenting. If you can share my video, either to your homepage, a friend, Crafty Friends page, a crafty group, let me know if you do that and I will give you a bonus entry in today's drawing. Okay guys, let's go down to the table. I'm going to turn you around, show you my outside. Looks beautiful out there today. Down to the table. I am going to check my computer really quickly to make sure that I am lined up where I want to be, if you can bear with me a second. Okay, this is me, Maureen Rolfes, the Crazy Stamping Lady. My blog is crazystampinglady.blogspot.com. My email is crazystampinglady@gmail.com. My Facebook is facebook.com/crazystampinglady. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and my shopping link is stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net. And if you shop with me in the month of January, which is almost over, please be sure to use the hostess code. That hostess code gets me the most benefit for your order. It takes nothing away from you unless your order is over $150 pre-shipping and handling and tax. Then please don't use the code because you will earn your own hostess rewards, which is even better. No cards to share today, so we're going to move right along. Couple things coming to an end. One is our sketch challenge. So sketch challenge number 22 is pinned to the top of this Facebook page. You can use this sketch loosely to make a card of your own and enter it there for a chance to win a prize. We have a ton of entries. I think there's like 12 entries out there. So thank you to everyone who has entered so far. This is my sketch and my measurements. I also posted this sketch in the pinned post. And just there in the comments, leave a picture of the card you made. And then on February 1st, I will draw for a winner of a fun prize. I love when you do the sketch challenges. They are just there as a springboard for you, trying to get your creativity started. You can take as much artistic liberty as you want with it. It'll still count, and I love to see what you've done. Even if you don't do a card, go out there and check the comments of that pinned post and see all the great entries. 2 more days, guys. Is that right? Today, well, I guess 2.5. 2.5 days to still enter for that. Okay, and then my free virtual card class. This is for any orders placed with me in the month of January, either using my hostess code or over $150 pre-shipping and handling and tax will qualify if they are $50 or more. So $50 or more will get you 3 free card kits, $75, 3 free card kits and a bonus project. $100 will get you those card kits, that bonus project, and a half a pack of an embellishment. Any smaller orders still receive a handmade card from me as a thank you, and all orders are entered into my monthly order prize drawing. I love it when you order, and this is my give back to you and my thanks for your support. Most of the products used here will be retired products, but they are perfectly good and new, and you can use them with what you have on hand to duplicate the cards that I teach you. The February class will feature these kits, so it'll be held on February 10th at 11 o'clock in the morning. It is right here in this Facebook page, so anyone can watch that class, and we'll put together the projects in your kit. Your kits will be mailed no later than February 1st, so you should have them on time. But even if you don't, that video will remain there for you to watch later. Celebration is still going strong, guys. I'm going to make a project today with some online exclusives. So in my project, we're not using in a celebration, but I did do an alternative of the design. And on that project, I will be using the purple adhesive backed sequins. These are on page 10 and 11 of the little celebration brochure. You can earn them free with a $60 order. They are so pretty and easy to overlook down here. It's a very busy page, so don't overlook those sequins. They are wonderful, and I'll show you more about those later. Mini catalog, still going strong. So many beautiful projects. But don't forget that our catalogs are only part of what we offer. We now have so much online. So really the best place to shop is to go to my stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net site, shop with the shop tab, and see all of our products. There's just so much out there, as I will be showing you today a little bit more about that. And then our annual catalog continues. I am using one thing out of here today that I want to show you. I am using a sentiment from the Layers of Beauty stamp set on page 57. You've seen me use this before. It is a great stamp set. It comes with dies as well as decorative masks so that you can color your flowers with your blender brushes. So pretty. Go back and find that video if you have not seen it. But today, I just wanted a long, narrow sentiment that made me smile, and this one did it. It says, "You make my heart smile." How awesome is that? So we are using that sentiment on our card today. Okay, let me grab what I was talking about when I said online exclusives. So this is an online exclusive bundle out on the website. It is not in any of our printed material. So to see it, you would have to go out there and look at online exclusives, Or if you just check all products, it will come in, but that is an overwhelming amount of products. I love this so much. I think it is so pretty. It has great big sentiments. Love every moment, better together, just a huge happy, so much joy. Perfect for memory keeping. So if you're doing scrapbook pages, these nice big sentiments are wonderful for that. I also just love them on the fronts of cards. I think they're pretty. But today we're using a smaller sentiment. In here you're also going to find leaves and flowers and some little dotty dots and splashes just for backgrounds. Really, really beautiful set. The dies that go with it cut out all of the flowers, so all 4 of these as well as this one. They cut out all of the leaves in here, and I think that's it. I don't see anything else. Yeah, that's what they cut out. All the leaves and all the flowers. So we are using this today. And along with it, what we're using is another product. So this is also an online exclusive. I'm not sure. I think if you click online exclusives, you get all of these, but I could be wrong. This designer series paper, and maybe even that bundle I just showed you, fall under a memory keeping category because they work well with memory keeping, with scrapbooking. So there is a category when you're shopping that says memory keeping, and you might want to check that out also. This is a pack of 12 by 12 designer series paper that is beautiful, and you will not see it in print anywhere. What's cool about it is it comes with only 3 different sheets, but you get 4 of each of them. So you're trying to reproduce a lot of cards like I do for classes many times. This gives you that option so much easier. So let me pull out the 3 sheets of designs that are in here. And this features some of my absolutely favorite colors. It has Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock and then Wild Wheat. 3 of my all-time favorites in this pack of paper. So this is one sheet. It is just, it looks textured kind of like it's fabric, but it's smooth as can be. And it's got just those gorgeous washes of color across it. Then we have a beautiful gingham. How pretty is that for spring and summer? And then this gorgeous sheet that just, oh, I love it so much. And we're going to be using part of this sheet today. Now let me turn these over and show you the backs. On the backs we have one with these beautiful flowers, and then just kind of this beautiful starry sky type picture. I think it could be used for so many different things. It almost mimics snowflakes or stars or fireworks or birthday lights. A lot could be done with that. And then this design here that is just kind of little white oblong designs on a sketchy background. So some real neutral things that you could use for your backgrounds on your paper. So for this pack of paper, again, you'll get these 3 sheets, but you'll get 4 of each of them instead of the normal 6 where you just get 2 of each. And believe me, as a demonstrator, that's great, but I know a lot of you reproduce a lot of cards and you run out of the sheets that you love so much. So this solves that problem. Okay, let me move that out of the way. Don't think we need it again. We'll see. Here is that sentiment we're using. You make my heart smile out of the Layers of Beauty set from the annual catalog. Here is the directions for this card, the recipe. I will put this back out at the end with the finished cards so that you can have them next to each other if you want to take a screenshot. I will also post this in the comments of this video at some time today, so you'll get to have it there if you need it and want to reproduce the card that we're making today. So I'm going to kind of set this to the side here and grab the pieces we need for today's card. And stick around with me to the end, because even though I am making this card with this color scheme, I have another color scheme to show you at the very end of this same exact card, and it's beautiful also. So we have a basic white envelope. We have a basic white A2 card base that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. we have a piece of designer series paper. And this is the piece that I chose because I wanted that vine kind of going right up the middle of my design. Excuse me. So this piece of designer series paper is 2.5 by 5.25. I have some 1/2-inch scraps. And we're just going to use these on the envelope in the inside of the card. I have a piece of basic white that we're going to stamp on and die cut in a minute here. So that could just be scraps. I have a piece of basic white that is a 1/2 inch by 3.5, and this is for our sentiment. I pre-cut out 3 of the little leaf clusters from the stamp set, and these were stamped in a Lost Lagoon to match and coordinate with the designer series paper. I have a piece of wild wheat that is 2 3/4 by 5.5. And a little bow. This was made from the gold twisted thread, which I've shown you many times already, and I love it. The bows tie amazing on this, guys. It is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I hope we don't get rid of it. I hope this stays around for a while as a basic because I love it so much. It is an online exclusive also, so you will not find it in the catalogs, only online. Okay, so let's put our card together. Let's do some work here. I'm going to get these all the way. We're going to stamp flowers. So in that stamp set that I showed you earlier, the Everyday You and Me, I am going to use these 3 flowers right here. Not the largest one, but the next 3 sizes. And what I did, since I know I'm just cutting them out, is I just put them all on one block, and that way I can stamp them all at once and then cut them out. So you can see these are pink because on the other card I did it with Melon Mambo, but on this card we're going to stamp these with Pretty Peacock. So let me just ink them up, and there are 3 of them, so I want to make sure and look at them and be sure they are completely inked up really well, all 3 of them. And now we're going to stamp them onto our piece of basic white. And I just spaced them enough so that I could put my dies around them and cut them out. So there are our gorgeous flowers. Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock are 2 of my all-time favorite flower colors. Actually, my favorite anything colors that we sell. They coordinate so well. I use them all the time. I think they are must-have colors in your stash if you don't have them. So that's what we're using today. Now let me grab my little cut and emboss machine, my little mini here, and the dies for this set, because we're going to cut these 3 flowers out. I'm just going to lay them all on here at once. We'll grab our dies. And I'm going to use the 3 smallest flowers. So we're just going to, and they're actually pretty easy to see how they lay on your image. If you look at them, they're pretty easy to line up the way the curves on the die and the curves on the flowers go, which is nice. Sometimes they're not so easy, but these are. But all of my little washi tapes are sticking together. So let me remove that. So we're just going to place this right up to the edge on my flower. I'm going to lay some washi tape, and I try to lay it on both sides of my die as well as on the die to hold it in place. We're going to take the smallest one because that's my middle flower here, and see if I can line that up. Again, pretty easy. The curves only go really one way, so that makes it nice. I'm going to take another piece of washi tape. Now this washi tape has been rubbed against my sweater. It is not super sticky, so it shouldn't tear my images. When you first take even washi tape out, you want to be sure that you just give it some love. I just rub it. Usually I'll lay it against my sweater and it'll pick up those little fuzzies. I don't know if you can see that, but that helps it not to be so sticky so that you don't risk tearing your paper when you take it back off. So we're going to do that 3rd one down here just like that. And then I can cut them all out at the same time. So we're going to lay the plate over them, put them down, and run it through. And that's just a time saver, especially if you're going to make a lot of them. You're stamping that once and you're running it through your die cut machine one time. And it's just a way to save a little time on your images. Now, when I did my 3 leaves, I did those all individually because I used the same leaves out of the set for all 3 flowers. But there are different leaf options in there, so you could have done the same thing when it came to that. Let's get rid of our little plates here. And gently peel off our washi. And just look at how beautiful these flowers are. So even though you distress your washi, you get some fibers on there, you still want to be careful. This is, you know, they help everything to stay in place. But just take your time when you're creating and don't rush through it, and you'll be much happier with your creations. So there's our 3 flowers. I'm going to stick these right back onto my sticky paper and put them in my envelope, and that way I don't risk losing them, because occasionally that has happened to me, guys. How about you? If you ever lost a die, it does happen. So let's push that back in there. We'll get this out of the way. We are done with that. So there's our flowers. Okay, let's put our card together. This is a very simple layout. You could reproduce it with just about anything you have on hand. We're going to take that piece of wild wheat, which wild wheat is one of our retiring in colors. It'll be going away when the new annual catalog comes in May. And that makes me kind of sad, because at first I didn't like it. It took a while to grow on me, and now I love it, and now it'll be going away. Who knows? It might come back in the future. You never know, but it'll be gone in the new catalog. Okay, I'm going to lay this wild wheat onto my card front, over to the side, leaving just a strip of white here as a border. And then we're going to take our piece of designer series paper, and I want my little leaves going up in that direction. Now look how pretty this is on the back. Isn't that gorgeous? But I don't feel so bad because I have a lot more of it, since there's 4 of each sheet in this pack of paper. Makes it a little easier for me to use when I use the side, one of the sides, and I still love the other one. We're going to place this. Oh, this one gets centered on here, not way to the bottom. This one is going to get centered onto that wild wheat layer, with a border of wild wheat all the way around the edge, just like that. And then I think right now, before I put the rest of my card together, this is going to go on the inside, so we pull that pattern through. Let's see which way I like it better. I think I'm going to put it that direction. So I'm just going to take some of my seal all the way down this strip. I like using 1/2 inch strips. 1, because that is a scrap I have a lot of time, is a 1/2 inch. But 2, because my seal goes on it perfectly and doesn't go off the edges, and that's nice. And we're just going to lay this down onto the side on the inside, again leaving that little white border on the edge. It just adds like 1 more stripe to what we're doing. Okay, so there is that. This piece right here, I might as well go ahead and put onto my envelope. And I think on my envelope, I'm going to put the darker piece to the edge. I just think that looks a little better. When you're putting paper like this onto your envelope, you want to be sure that you are pretty much covering it with adhesive, because you don't want the edges to pick up or get caught in the machines at the post office. So I'm just going to lay this right down on my envelope. It's sticking over just a hair on the bottom, but again, I don't want that to catch on anything, so I am going to trim that little hair of designer series paper off, and that's how our envelope is starting out. And now I'm going to stamp my sentiment. So I'm going to grab my pretty peacock again, and the sentiment that says, "You make my heart smile." And we're just going to stamp this onto this piece of cardstock. And I'm doing it pretty much over to the left, because I want to be able to put a flag on the right end of this, just to give it a little character. Isn't that pretty? It stamps so beautifully. What a wonderful sentiment to send off to someone. How could you not smile if you opened a card and it said that? I just love it. I'm going to come in here. We're going to go right down the middle of this piece, and then in from each side to make our little V cut. Let's see how I got, oh, that looks pretty darn good. So we're gonna go with that. And then we're gonna put the rest of this together. So let me grab my leaves and grab my flowers. And we're gonna take these as well as some of our tear and tape. So I'm just gonna take about a 1/2 inch of tear and tape. And we're gonna take our flower and place our leaves behind it, how I want it. Let's see, I think I like that. And then I'm gonna use this tear and tape to hold that in place just for a second until I can put my dimensionals on here. So we're gonna add 2 dimensionals to this. And we're gonna place this one down here on this vine, like it's growing on the vine, close to the bottom. I want the leaves to show, so I'm kind of turning it so the leaves show on the vine pretty well. Okay, and then we're going to take the next biggest one, and I'm going to put some leaves behind that. We're going to angle it kind of the other way. So this one is going to come off like that, I think. Let me grab another piece of that tear and tape. I use tear and tape for everything. I know some people keep Scotch tape available, but tear and tape, if you don't take the back off it, works just as well as Scotch tape. And that way I don't have to worry so much about having another kind of tape here always available for me. But you can use whatever you want to hold those. You could even put them together with a glue dot, which I do sometimes. Just depends upon how my card is coming together. Hope you guys are having a super day. I just love the sunshine out there and the warmth. Hubby's out working in the garage today because it's so nice and warm, so that's pretty cool. We're going to place this flower. Let's see how I want to angle it. I'm going to angle it just that way a little bit, and we're going to leave this open here because we're going to add our sentiment in a minute. And then I have my tiniest little rose. I think they're roses. My tiniest little bloom. It's so pretty. And I'm going to grab one more piece of the tear and tape. Now, if I was sticking these directly on the card, after I add my leaves, I could just peel off the backing on that tear and tape, and that would make it stick even better. But because I'm popping these up, I'm not taking the backing off. So I'm going to put that on there to hold it, and then add my 2 dimensionals to this. This paper is so pretty, guys. What do you think of these colors together? The Lost Lagoon, the Pretty Peacock, and the Wild Wheat. To me, they are gorgeous together. And let's place this last rose up here toward the top, coming up at an angle. And again, I'm trying to get the leaves on the vine to show between as much as possible. So there's our little flowers. Aren't they pretty? Now we're going to add our sentiments. So you make my heart smile. And for this one, I'm going to grab some of our mini dimensionals because they fit perfectly on the back here, and I don't have to worry about them going over the edge at all. The regular ones might have fit, but they would have been right up to the edge, and then you have to be so much more careful. But of course you could do that, or you could always cut regular ones in half if you don't have the minis. But I have them, so why not use them, right? Use the tools you have at your disposal, and if you don't have them, find another way to make it work. There always is a way. I'm going to add this sentiment right here between these 2 flowers, and I want it coming over almost to the right side of my card right here. So let's just lay it just like that on there. Isn't that pretty? And then we're going to take our bowl, our golden bowl, and let me just get it exactly how I want it. These, you can kind of manipulate this ribbon. It holds its shape really nice the way you put it. And we're going to add this just down below our sentiment. Now you can see this tail is coming off the edge, but when you put that in your card, just push it down. It's not going to hurt anything coming off the edge. It's not so stiff or bulky that it's going to be a problem in any way. I'm going to put a little dab of Tombow liquid glue right there. And we're going to set our bow knot right down into that. And then I want to have that hold there for a second while it dries. In fact, I'm going to turn it just a little bit and set a block on top of there. And that just gives it some really nice adherence and lets that glue have time to dry on there. Now we need some bling for this. So I'm going to use the Pretty Pink and Pretty Peacock, Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock foiled gems. These are out of the annual catalog, so they are still available. They're so pretty. Let's see if I can put them on something white so you can see. They have all these little flakes of gold inside. Just gorgeous. Some have more, some have less. It's just kind of randomly sprinkled in there. And I love them oh so much. This is not my first packet I have gone through. So there you go. That tells you something. We're going to grab the larger one. And I'm going to place it right here above my sentiment. And one of the smaller ones up here at an angle from it. And then another one of the smaller ones. Whoops. Okay, so I just want to show you what happened. When I pulled that up, my glue stayed on the plastic. So what I'm going to do is take the tip of my scissors and pick up that little glue dot there, come and lay it onto my card base, and then I can pick up my gem and lay it right on top of there. Just give it a really nice firm press, and that way you don't lose that glue that stayed on here. That really works well now that we put these plastic sheets behind. It's very easy to pick up that glue if for some reason it stays on there. So let's put these away. We're almost done, guys, and then I'll show you the alternative one that I made. Okay, I think we're good with that. I am going to do a little bit of stamping, so I'm going to grab my envelope and I'm going to grab my Lost Lagoon ink, because this is what I used on the leaves. And we're just going to stamp a couple leaves on here. So I'm going to stamp one angled just to the right a little bit here. And then I'm going to use the Stamp Off. I'm not re-inking it. I'm just using that same ink that's still left on there and doing kind of a shadow leaf right above it for my envelope. I love that second generation of stamping. There's something about stamping off and having just that hint of the color there that I love so much. Okay, guys, that is this card. So let me bring back in our instructions. I'm going to take my card and set it right here so you can see it right with the instructions. If you make sure it's on my screen good, I think it is, so that you can take a picture of this if you like. Then you have all the information to recreate this card. You can just do a screenshot. But again, I will post a picture of this card as well as the instructions in the description or in the comments of this video later on this afternoon. But then I want to show you the alternative card that I made that's a different color scheme. So let me set this aside for just a minute. I'll bring it back and grab the other one that I made. So this one was made using the free Bloom Impressions, which is a level 1 celebration item that you can also earn for a $60 order. It's in the celebration catalog. So I used this paper on here and made that same card. And this is just using Melon Mambo and Shy Shamrock, which is one of our current in colors. And then for my gems on here, I did use the free celebration sequins. So the 3 darkest ones I put right over here. They match it perfectly. I love the way they look on there. Totally different color schemes. So let me show you them side by side. Same exact card, totally different look to it if you ask me. Look how pretty those are. What do you think? I'd love to hear your comments. Do you like them both? Is one your favorite? Are you considering getting this paper or these sequins for celebration? Because you can get them free. Love everything about this. Don't forget to check out the online exclusives and the memory making section to see some of our other products. So let me take this off while I close. I'll bring this back in one more time for you and put it right here. If you want to take a picture So thank you for taking some time out of your day to be with me. I hope you liked this. I hope you learned some tips and tricks. Don't forget to leave your comments for a chance to win this card. You have till tomorrow night to be entered, and I would love to hear from you. Just a reminder, you have 2 days left to add your sketch to the sketch challenge for a chance to win a prize from me. So please do that. And then I wanted to let you know that tonight at 8 o'clock Central Time, I will be participating in a Paper Pumpkin Alternatives blog hop. So check out my blog if you're interested in seeing that. Again, my blog is crazystampinglady.blogspot.com. And you'll be able to see my alternatives for this month's Paper Pumpkin Kit, as well as I think there's 7 or 8 other demonstrators who are participating. So you can hop through and see all of their alternatives if you got that kit. Finally, I would love to have your business. If you are looking for a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator or Stampin' Up! Products, or if you're just interested in getting a catalog from me, or if you want to join my Crazy Stamping Ladies team and earn free discounts on your products, I am here for you. I'm here to be your coach, so if you have any questions at all or would like a catalog, please reach out to me by email at crazystampinglady@gmail.com. My plan is to be back here on Friday at 10:30 a.m. with some more creative inspiration. It'll be the last day of the month. So hard to believe. I hope you can find time to spend time with me then, and I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.